You're listening to the essential WFDU-FM HD1 Teaneck.
89.1.
You're on the fence with Alley Cat on WFDU.FM in the Blues Hour with all of you. My name is Allison Smith, and I am a DJ at WFDU. And I've been here probably about 4.5 years now at this point. When I was younger, I'd be that child that'd be on the coffee table dancing and singing and putting shows on for people. Without music, I don't know where I'd be. It's given me a chance to relate to people, a chance to heal. Everyone has their journeys in life. Everyone's got something that they've accomplished, something that's broken them, something that's helped them grow. My mother was a big deal for me. She was my friend, and she needed my support, and it got down to a point where it was 24/7. And during the last 3 years of her life, things were intense and stressful. And so I needed something to keep me going, something to look to that I knew was going to be there no matter what. And that was this radio station. The radio bug bit me a long time ago, is that I'd always related to music really well. By word of mouth and friends of friends of friends, I had a few that knew of Barry, the station manager, and said, he's the guy you want to talk to.
I'm Duff Sheffield. I'm the general manager of WFDU. I'm the program director and chief cook and bottle washer. I do a little bit of everything here. We went on the air on August 30th, 1971. So this year, 2016, we're celebrating in August our 45th anniversary of being on the air.
I know if it's right, whatever make up its mind.
That was fun. It was during their fun drive. He said, come on up. I came in, we talked, he brought me upstairs and said, okay, you're on.
Yeah, I dumped her into the deep end of the pool. At first she was nervous. And at first, she didn't know, because you have to sit down and you have to look at all this equipment and you're looking back and forth and you're going, oh my God, I don't know whether I can understand or operate this. But slowly, with my help, she slowly came to grasp it. When I first met her, she was shy. And she may have been a little like, oh, I don't know whether I should say anything. I don't want to upset any apple carts. But now she's got confidence.
It has been crazy, hectic, educational, fun. And he's been a friend to me when I definitely needed it. I've learned a lot from him in terms of moving forward, and I was able to move from 1 hour's worth of a show to 4 hours. You're on, you got 4 hours. And of course he looked at me and went, 4 hours? 4 hours? Who's gonna be on for 4 hours? What are you gonna talk about? So yeah, September of 2014, I began my 4-hour show. My show is called On the Fence with Alley Cat.
The Alley Cat show is a very interesting point to bring up because that's part of our experiment. And not that it was Allison or the Alley Cat show that was an experiment. The experiment was, we're not broadcasting, we're streaming. So what we did since I've been here, we've now opened up our webcasting.
Between having the Alpine Tower and also HD 1, 2, and 3, the listenership wasn't nearly as big then as it is now. It's grown exponentially because of the changes and the increases in power that we've been able to do. WFDU is publicly funded, unlike your commercial radio stations. We don't have to play a selected amount of songs per show, or we're not slated and expected to play only certain things in a rotation.
She does the Rush Hour, I know. She does an hour of Rush every show, which is, it's quite a novel approach. Some people would get the let out. Well, she's playing Rush. I don't know how many other people are actually playing an hour of Rush during the Rush Hour, at least in our Rush Hour time. And she brings that Allison flavor to it.
From the fear of talking and running the equipment came in her eyes the joy of gee whiz, I like this. I like being a disc jockey. I like playing the music I like.
We've increased our fan base. We have people listening in different states that didn't listen before.
They're out in California, they're in Montana, they're in Texas, the Carolinas, they're all over the place. Knowing that I'm reaching people all over the U.S., that makes me happy.
We have people that didn't know that we existed after 3:45 that now listen to us. So as an experiment, it worked, because she has an audience. She has a tried and true audience that does tune into her.
She's got some very loyal fans.
I think it's Allison's voice. And also Allison plays an eclectic mix of radio, and she always sounds happy.
She actually was one of the most successful when we went stream-only shows. Her show was the most successful show.
I honestly didn't have expectations on where this was going to go. I had hopes, but I had no expectations. I had overcome a lot of barriers coming into this because people had their moments, their issues, their doubts. And I've actually conquered that by believing in my abilities and showing them that I've been able to reach various people and audiences. So to know that I rank up there with some of the best, that's really awesome for me. That's exciting, and I was elated to find that out. I was so happy. I kind of did one of those when I first found out what my numbers were, when I slapped the hand down on the desk and, hey, I made it. You want to stay humble and realizing that at any minute it could all change. Other things were always first. The month that she passed, I had discovered some issues and some stuff going on internally that were questionable. Having an autoimmune disease is not something that's easy to deal with, and so you have to learn to regroup and deal with that now because it's staring you in the face. And it's not like having a flu, and it's not like having a broken bone that's going to go away in a few weeks. This is now with a person for the rest of their lives. And so with that, I looked to this station to keep me going.
Followed by a little Gina Sicilian, Allow Me to Confess, and she just so full on that tune. You're right there with her.
The week that my life changed drastically, permanently, Jimmy looked at me after I had filled him in on what was going on, my co-host, Jimmy Blue, and said to me, "Why are you here?" And I said, "Well, that's a fat lot of good, mighty fine, how do you do?" He's like, "I can't go on the air with you." "Why not?" "I can't go on the air with you. Knowing what's going on with you, I cannot go on the air." I said, "I am not leaving. I can't." 5 minutes later, we go on the air, and it was game face. I don't want the listeners to feel sad about anything. I don't want them to feel obligated to listen to me. There's so much stress in the world, and there's so much sadness as there is. I want them to forget. I want them to have fun. But for music, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. I don't know where I'd be without this place. Everyone has a story to tell. What better way to do it than to tell it through music?
We're not fully funded from the university, so we need the public to keep the lights on.
We're in the middle of a very big change here during the week in morning drive and afternoon drive. Support the radio station by allowing us to change with the times and allowing us to maybe provide you with something you didn't know you liked so much and missed.
I'd feel lost without it. I would definitely miss it because I've had the chance to develop amazing friendships and relationships and a chance to be on air and speak to people has been really amazing for me. They're a part of the family. We want them to feel included, to be included in what we do. I really dug deep now, even further into it. And it's given me a chance to heal in some way or find myself in a better place now than I was 6 months ago, even a year ago. People tend to take music for granted. or they don't understand it, or they don't get it, or they don't get what it means or why it's there. But it offers people so much more than they realize.